Ain't gonna fly Sun Country. So there's this female flag football team, and they were flying home from the Junior Olympics. Sounds like Special Olympics to me, flag football. Junior Olympics. And of course, they're black. They're all black girls. And they say they were met with racial discrimination. That's right. On a Sun Country flight. This is a glaring case of they were wrong. The airline was well within their rights. And because they're black, they have to sue for some type of discrimination. They demand someone's job. And one of the guys in here has a comment on the whole thing that is just stunning. It's so retarded. But let's play the clip and go from there.
A girls' flag football team says they never thought this type of situation would happen to them in 2026. Attorneys for the team say this isn't the first time Sun Country or this flight attendant have been accused of discriminatory behavior.
But I still am in complete shock that it did happen to me and my group.
While traveling home from the Junior Olympics, Lauren Price alleges her girls' flag football team experienced racial discrimination on a Sun Country flight back to Maryland earlier this month. Now the team is planning to sue the airline, its parent company Allegiant, and a flight attendant, accusing them of causing emotional distress and violating the Civil Rights Act. Price claims this started because she switched seats with one of her athletes so the children could be together.
We altered the seating arrangement based on the seats we paid for.
That's what she alleges a flight attendant.
There you go. Right the fuck there. That's it. You pay for your seats. There's assigned seating. It's not like your cattle airlines like Spirit was or whatever the fuck other airlines where it's like, oh, it's general admission, like a fucking Molly Hatchet concert. No, you have your seats. You cannot just change your seat. And from what I gather from the rest of this clip, they were changing seats during the time where you're supposed to remain in your seat. During boarding, during where the door closes and they're ready to push back. These are times you must remain seated. And even then, you must ask. They have to keep tabs on who is in what seat. You don't just bounce around like a fucking Harlem school bus with their seating arrangements. So she is wrong here. Now, what did the horrible flight attendant do? Kick them off immediately for that? Nope. But she said something I'm sure will haunt and torture black people for the rest of their lives. Let's watch.
Attendant, identified as Jean Riegelman, began making racially charged comments toward her.
She came storming down the middle aisle and said, if you people would just sit in your seats, we would be able to take off. She just continued to degrade me.
If you people would just sit in your seats, we could take off. So they're changing seats. She stormed down the aisle. They always leave shit out. This is another example, and I bring it up all the time, the traffic stops. Black woman in a car, cop pulls over, they come to the window, and it's nothing but problems, nothing but bullshit and lies, and thank God there's a goddamn body camera on these cops these days. She stormed down the aisle. Why? Why would she storm down the aisle? Because you're quietly doing something you are allowed to do on an aircraft? Was she dropping the N-bomb and smacking your little flag football players on their nappy heads on the way back to the seat that you were in? They leave everything out that shows what pieces of shit, what disruptive fucks they're being on these flights. I am 100% on the airline and the flight attendants' side because I know what these motherfuckers do on planes. They should not be given the benefit of the doubt. So she said, I shouldn't even repeat it, lest somebody clip it and send it to my bosses. She said, until you people sit down or stay in your seats, we won't be able to take off. What was the quote again? Go back and let's hear that horrible racist comment, Sean.
If you people would just sit in your seats, we would be able to take off. She just continued to degrade me.
Pause again. If you people would just sit in your seats, we could take off. If you people has always been a sticky wicket with blacks. What do you mean, you people? I mean, you people. You know, when you talk about black people and you talk about we need to unite, we need to boycott this store, we need to protest in the streets. You know, when you say we, that's you people. You're using it in a way where you're grouping yourselves into one single thing, one single we. And when I say you people, yeah, you people. Oh, and by the way, she didn't even mean that. When I say you people, that's what I mean. But when she said you people, she means the team. The people in your group that are disrupting the flight and making it unable for the flight crew and the captain to do their job and get that plane off the ground. So that's what she meant by you people. But even if she didn't, how does that become a racial slur and some type of civil rights violation? This is retarded. Continue.
And talk to me as if I weren't even a person.
They say Riegelman told them she could do or say whatever she wanted. Then Price and her father were kicked off the flight and forced to find another way back home.
After all this time, everything's supposed to change. Nothing has changed. It's the same old thing from back in the 60s.
While getting off the plane, Price's sister...
That's my favorite. Over time, so many things supposed to change, but nothing changed. The same thing from the 60s. Is it? Is it Rasmus? Is it? They cannot fucking conceive that they have it knocked in this country. Every single right every other American has, plus the black privilege icing put on the cake of rights that everyone has. And he looks around, him and his fucking, or if he's the lawyer, I don't even know who he was, but two of them get kicked off the plane. And it's Jim Crow, it's the 60s, it's the civil rights movement, and cops beating them over the heads with what? German shepherds and fire hoses. I heard that the airline brought in German shepherds and fire hoses and squirted their black asses out the front door. That's how they removed them from the plane. Fire hosed their black asses right out the fucking front door of the plane. It's stunning how fucking stupid these motherfuckers can be. These people can be. So, and by the way, if they were thrown off the flight, it wasn't because she just said, excuse me, please, can we change seats? We've changed seats with the person that wanted to sit here and I want to sit there. And then she stormed down the aisle, called her the N-word, and dragged her off the plane, her and her fucking husband. That's what you would be led to believe listening to this one-sided story from a person who, you know, those people are problems. And when there is an altercation and they give their side of it, it is lie after lie after lie about what actually happened. Yeah, like the 60s. How about you're on the plane? How about that's different from the 60s there? Step and fetch it. You're on the fucking plane. Unbelievable. Unfuckbelievable. How about you're able to get off the plane and hop on in an Uber or get on a bus and you could sit in any seat you want? Is that different than the 60s? Oh, my God. The hyperbole where they think America, there's still lynchings. The KKK is still running around. KKK Airlines. The captain came out with his white hood and robe with the captain stripes on the shoulders. That's a different thing from the Klan. But, Klan pilots, they have to put whether they're the captain or the first officer. And they have the Sun Country fucking logo on their hood. Unbelievable. All right, play some more.
Took this video and alleges Riegelman hit her arm while deplaning. She filed assault charges against Riegelman in Anne Arundel County. However, prosecutors say they filed a motion to drop the case. Price says she posted on social media and it was seen more than 2 million times. She says several people have come forward and messaged her on social media saying they were also treated poorly by Riegelman, as well as former employees who said they stopped.
Yeah. I bet she posted about this. And 4 million views and a shitload of comments. And she goes, a few comments stated that other people had a problem with Sun Country. Oh, really? I wonder what percentage of the comments that was. Because you have to know, I am an expert at social media. All things social media. I'm level fucking 80 if there's 80 levels. And I know that every fucking comment was, you piece of shit, a lot of N-word, a lot of privilege, a lot of fuck you. This is why we can't have good things. This is why we can't fly on time. I think that was the majority of the comments. Not, oh, yes, I've run in with that racist flight attendant. And unbelievable. They just can't stop the victimhood, the permanent, nonstop, perpetual victimhood of these people. Go ahead, roll them.
Working for the airline because of this type of behavior.
We've learned through the course of our investigation that this is not the first, the second, the third, or the fourth time that specifically Gene Riegelman has been involved in an incident this.
Because it's probably not the first, second, third, or fourth time that you people have caused a fuckwad problem on her plane. That's the new problem. I'm sure in level of importance and things she would hate to see on her aircraft. Number one are black people. Number two is a crash. She'd rather crash. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Oh, no, black people on the plane? No, we've lost all our engines. We're going in. Oh, God, I thought it was another load of black women flag football players. Okay, I'm good with a crash. Roll them.
And more broadly, the Sun Country Airlines has a history of poor treatment of their customers, and sadly, it seems focused on African-American and Latino customers.
Sun Country tells WJZ it does not comment on pending litigation. Earlier this month, the airline said it was investigating. For Price, she claims there's a heavy emotional toll this situation has taken on her team, and even her own children, who are now afraid to fly.
Some way, somehow, it still comes up every day. We are supposed to travel to London for the Commanders game October 1st, and the kids don't want to go.
We've reached out to Riegelman for comment and have not heard back. Attorneys say the civil rights lawsuit will be filed early next week in federal court. The group says Riegelman should be fired and there should be policy changes and additional training for Sun Country staff. Reporting on your reporter at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport, Tara Lynch, WJZ.
They want her fired. They want the ain't gonna fly Sun Country. It's apartheid airlines right there. Holy shit. The fucking privilege. They believe that they are doing right and they are being wronged every fucking time. That is very easy. All you got to do is weed out the bullshit, and you have exactly what transpired. A group of black women were causing a problem on the plane when they tried to move seats without permission during a crucial time where the flight attendants need you in your seats so you can get off the ground. That's the facts of that. Throw away anything else. Storm down the aisle. You people in your seats. All that is static. All that is the typical blah, blah, black woman nonsense that they spout. And again, when you see them pulled over, license, registration, insurance, please. I was going to my sister's house. Yeah? Who gives a flying shit? Flying shit. It's pretty much what they were doing. Why? Why are you telling me this? Oh, she stormed down the aisle. She came up. We were thrown off the plane. There's a gap there in information, by the way, between she said that, you got to stay in your seats. You people, if you people would stay in your seats, and two of them being thrown off the plane. There's a gap of information. What transpired there? I'm certain it wasn't a civil discourse between the stewardess and the unruly passengers. They ramped it up. They fucking escalated the bullshit. They declined to do what they were told by the staff, by the flight attendant. And they were summarily warned, maybe even warned again, and then told they have to leave the plane. But they got thrown off because, racism. Holy mother of God, this stuff. It's so frustrating that we have to deal with this. Civil fucking society where you go on a plane, there are rules you adhere to. I don't just jump from seat to seat. You don't do that. Even if they're seats I paid for, you have to ask. They have an itinerary. And believe it or not, planes are, depending on the size of the plane, also how crucial it is, but there are flights where your weight is taken into consideration. And that looked like a bulky fuck woman right there. And they take into consideration your weight to balance the plane. And you have to stay in those seats. And if you want to change your seat, you have to check with the flight attendants. But they do no wrong because they don't have to pay attention to all the rules that have been put in place to keep a civil society civil. Now, the airline's dealing with it. The stewardess has to deal with it. They're demanding her firing. Piss off. How about demand them on the no-fly list? My God.